Content warning, Universe Zero is a fun exploration of self-discovery, childish games, and crass comments between a few friends and a pool of dice. Full content warning in the description below. Welcome to Universe Zero, an actual play podcast where I, James, will lead these adventurers into the manic and bizarro world, pulling inspiration from all my favorite childhood anime, manga, and comics, blending it into the fast-paced, high-energy world where anyone can push past their limits and become the hero of their own story. Today we had a little technical difficulty at the beginning of recording, so I'm going to play the original intros for Josh and Jacob. So, Jacob, who are you playing?
Hey guys, I'm Marvin. I'm not a Martian. I'm an alien. I have the big eyes. The Martian's got the little eyes. I'm just hanging out, you know? It's a gap year right now, and I'm just trying to figure out where I want to live, you know? This place seems pretty all right. I'm a store clerk at Slug Mart. That Slug Mart, that's right. I don't keep my condo moist, but you know what I do keep moist? My favorite food, dead tuna. Because a live tuna's weird, man. It wiggles around. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's gotta be cut up into little cubes. You know what makes it real good?
What?
You take one of those little circle batteries, right? Tuck it in there. Pop that in there. Makes it spicy.
Wow, that's a great recap. Now, Josh, who are you playing?
My name's Dart, and I'm a Froggle played by Josh. I'm a journeyman mechanic, and my whole studio apartment is moist, because that's comfortable for me.
And Dart, what is in your moist apartment, Dart? What is your favorite food you keep as a snack?
I love seafood. Really, when it's living is when it's the best. A live sardine is perfect to me.
If it's not wiggling, it doesn't go down, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, the microphone was hot on that one. Well, let's get to the Universe Zero question of this week. Do you, Dart and Marvin, believe in a heaven or hell? Do your cultures even have a word for this mythos? Now, Jacob and Josh can't answer for themselves, but this is the question. This was their answers. Dart, he believes that his culture has the big sleep, and experiences of death is like a warm, dark, timeless sleep that's comfortable for everyone as they go into the bog. Well, Marvin, as a Nolian, there isn't really a name for the heavens or hells, and since the birthing and death process is kind of weird and manufactured, they've streamlined the afterlife system, and it just is what it is. It's kind of pragmatic and nothing really happens. However, with the recent developments and possibly what happens in this episode, Marvin might change his beliefs on what exists once your mortal coil is gone. But that gets us to the last time on Universe Zero. Our heroes enjoyed an exposition of physical and magical prowess as Dart, our friendly neighborhood yellow belt, demonstrated his mastery of rock, paper, and scissors, while our inconvenient store clerk Marvin taught the art of tarot to impressionable youths at the grand reopening of Yukon's Shell School of Martial Arts. While these two found new proteges for future students, Yukon grilled up burgers and spirits, literally. Marvin noticed the ghost of a local spirit who died recently enjoying the smells of sweaty meats. This spirit asked our Nolian clerk for assistance retrieving his busted watch from a storm drain, only for Marvin to seek assistance from our frog-trepreneur Dart, who had humored our eccentric alien even though he couldn't see this ghost. After telling the ghost that our heroes work at their own pace, Dart and Marvin retrieved the lost watch and placed it in the mail so that this ghost could finish his business in 3 to 5 business days. With spirits settled and the barbecue winding down, our heroes were visited by the god of death yet again, who warned the dynamic duo of something evil coming out tonight before making his mystic exit like some slugfolk cryptid. But as burgers were digested and tables tucked away, the howl of the dead echoed down the streets as Marvin now has to make the decision to save the ghost he just helped from the twisted man or let the spirit get devoured, while we see if Dart continues to believe in Marvin's hallucinations or if they're just another eccentricity of our magical friend, this time on Universe Zero. Frog-trepreneur was weirdly hard.
Yeah, I thought it was very Brave isn't the word I want to use, but it's what I'm going to use. It was very brave to go for frog. You see, I can't do it. I'm not going to try to do it.
Frogtrepreneur. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our entrepreneur frog who needs capital for his own auto body shop.
That's right. That's what he thinks he wants.
Yeah. Let's wind back the clock a little bit and go to South Imey Road on 9th Street, where we find a ghost of a man roaming the exterior hallways of his old apartment building, tapping on windows and rustling door handles, trying to enter various apartments to no avail. And if you were just a regular human in this situation, it's that classic scene where someone is at your front door and you can't see them. You turn on your Ring camera and no one's outside, but the door handle is jiggling and the door is pounding, only for it to move on to the next apartment a few moments later. Which, as he is testing door handles and tapping on glasses, he's like, is this my place? Did they wait for me? I think I'm almost home. As he walks along this exterior hallway, so apartments on one side, and you can see like a courtyard down through open panels on the right. As he walks down this hallway, he just passes by these complete like shadow form humans who pass by him and then enter into the apartments, and he hears the closing of doors behind them, yet the doors don't open for him. All he can hear is the slight rustling of his chains along the tiled floor of the outside. And as he keeps testing doors, and this mop bucket's not supposed to be here, he tries to push it over, and with all of his might, he can't quite push it until eventually the static sound of like a TV going off, and he knocks over a broomstick. And that's where the leathery wings of a familiar friend of ours flap down and land on the railing. That's where Satin Wing, our little batling friend, will arrive.
Ah, you're doing it wrong.
Who are you?
Don't worry my name. What are you in search of?
I'm just trying to get home. I think someone's waiting for me.
I know where your home is.
Yeah? Can you help me find it? I think I'm lost.
You are indeed lost.
Sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I'm he can't recall his own name. He's like, I was driving home and then I was here. I remember something happened. Someone stepped in the road. That's it. Someone stepped in the road. How can you help me get home? I thought, do you live around here?
I do not. Do not live around here at all.
So, you said you can help me get home. How can you help?
I don't live anywhere near here, and neither do you anymore.
Huh? Anymore? But I thought I lived on this floor. Where do I live? Everything's so fuzzy, I don't remember. As he's standing and he's pondering his hands, like in his tousled in his hair, as he gets more confused because he can you can see him. You're the only person who's been able to actually talk to him for a really long time.
Right.
And as he gets more confused, you can see his hands turning backwards on themselves. And the more angry he gets, the more his body twists on itself and returns to what it looked like upon death, where this individual is Sam, who died over a year ago after hitting a pedestrian who wandered into the street without looking, and he crashed through his car windshield and his body mangled into the road. The one time he chose not to wear a seatbelt because he needed to get home so quickly and just forgot about it.
Very good. Very good, Sam. You do seem quite confused. A little scared, perhaps.
Sam, that's right. I'm Sam. And I was driving home, but home's not here.
This isn't it at all. Follow me. I will lead you to the place you call home.
Sure, and he'll let's go. Yeah.
We're gonna do, Satin's gonna do a half backflip off the railing and enter flight.
And he tries to climb up the railing, but you can see that as he steps, something is holding him back. He can't leave. There are these invisible chains, or a human wouldn't be able to see these, but you can see them because of your death assistant status, that there are ghostly chains that bind him to this building.
Frustrating as always. Could I follow the chains at all, or just with my eyes, my sight,
Yeah, you can see that
Where they
they're
go?
connected to the floor, and that for Satin, because you're an NPC instead of a player, you know that these
Yeah.
chains are something that with magic is very helpful and is something that can be used under the right conditions. However, it's like not ethical to take these from ghosts because it can make them turn into things when they lose any tether to the real world. But you want them. You need them for something.
Feeling burdened, are we?
Yeah, I've
Or-
been stuck on this floor.
For a moment, I thought you didn't wish to join me to your home.
I would give anything to go home. Anything.
These, shackles of yours.
He like looks down and can see him for the first.
No. What? Can you help? Can you take these away from me?
I suppose I can, but why should I? Bluffing.
I mean, if you can help me get home, I'll give you anything. I don't think I have anything, but I'd be forever in your debt.
Very well. Stand back.
He stands back. If you want to describe some kind of anime style way of ripping these chains from this guy that will forever leave these permanent holes in his ghostly form, you're welcome to.
I would like to do some random ass anime shit, but I'm going to try to use one of these actions that is character specific.
Okay.
I would do some big old flap of wind, and it's gonna freeze the chains. And the actual shackles wrist, I imagine, shattering after getting so cold.
Yeah, you use your freezing winds to cause these to solidify and get brittle, and you're able to pull this spirit free from his bondage.
Yeah.
Which, when you do that, the next step that happens is you know that once these chains disappear, for anyone who's a fan of Bleach, this is a violent change in his air. It heightens any emotions that he has, the emotions of like loss and anger and frustration as his body twists and grows. Even his hair now twists as he spits up this like white mucousy substance out of his mouth that covers his face, causing this bone style mask to solidify over him. He form and everything else becomes grotesque as his muscles bend his bones in unnatural ways, and he becomes El Gyro, or the Twisted Man, and lets out a deathly howl that causes windows to break and things to rattle on rooftops. And where would you like to take this monstrous creature?
Congratulations, my new friend. Allow me to lead you home.
And that will lead him towards Yukon's Shell School of Martial Arts, where we left off last time, of Marvin seeing this twisted man.
Sat is going not to take a direct path at all. A very winding, hit all the major roads, work your way there slowly. We're almost there. Ooh, wrong turn. Hold on. I want to use trying to get the impatience to come out of the twisted man.
Yeah. Going down the streets, again, as a ghost who's still tethered to the world, he has a hard time interacting with objects. But now as the twisted man that is just pure emotions and rage, you see him like barreling over cars and denting their hoods and ripping off tree branches. And it just, for anyone who's a human watching and can't see ghosts, it just looks like this really dense wind. And oh no, maybe a tree branch actually fell on the car as everything's going by. That using reason and logic to make sense of this thing that is illogical coming down the road that's invisible. Any spirits that you do see, you see him immediately grab onto as he's filled with hunger. There's the points where the chains are connected, just leave an everlasting hunger in them that can never be filled. And that's what the holes represent, amongst many other things. And you just see him grab a weakened little spirit that lives nearby and devour it, sucking it into himself as he continues his rampage down the street, following you. He's, where? Show me where my hoe is. As he keeps twisting and chucking his body down the street.
Hey you, do you like Dungeons and Dragons? Do you like horror, monsters, and weird characters? Then check out Sketchy Rolls, an actual play D&D podcast.
Yeah. You can find us on your favorite podcast platforms. New episode each month. Yeah. Head on over before the
Monsters come out.
Go back to Yukon School of Martial Arts, where for those who can smell the fresh, firm tatami mats that have replaced the old burnt ones, fill the scent of the room with the leftover barbecue smoke lingering in the dojo. Sensei Yukon is in the back somewhere rummaging, making notes and cleaning up over the day, so he can't see what Dart is seeing currently. Where Dart, as you help put away tables, you see Marvin over by the front windows, the front door where it's just windows and a glass door, staring out into the street where wind is picking up and tree branches are falling, and it seems like a pretty, windy evening.
Do I see cars and stuff? Do I see like actual destruction happening, or?
Yeah, I would say that you would have heard the break. Well, what also happened last time is that the wind was hitting the window so hard that it was causing them to shake in their frames. And I think you would hear a car window break outside, but you don't see anything. You do have from last time a tarot card given to you by Velvet that does something, but that's what you would see as Dart is standing by the front door, holding on to the door.
Whoa! It's like a flash storm out there. We better take cover.
Man.
I'm just gonna stand in the middle of the room, away from windows.
So I've got Marvin's looking out the front door, and he's seeing what's happening out there.
Yeah.
He's seeing I'm assuming he's seeing the Twisted Man getting bigger and bigger as he's coming down the road or whatever. And Kanashi Pai out here knocking on the door. So he's rummaging around he's got his hand on the door handle. Mm-hmm. He's got one hand in his pocket. He's rummaging around as he's flipping through his stuff in there. He pulls out a card and lifts it up and takes a look. Fuck me sideways, man. As he pulls out the fear card, sets it back into his pocket after taking a look. Hey Dart.
What's up, Marvin?
You know how you're like a young guy and everything, and I'm a little bit of an old man. As he's watching this thing starting to get closer and closer, I just don't ever stop believing impossible stuff can happen. It can change the world. All right, buddy.
Dart's monologue out loud to himself. Wow, Marvin said I was young and then he's old. I wonder how old he is. 37? 50? And then out loud, how can I believe in impossible things happening? I have to anticipate things I don't understand?
Let's just see how this goes, buddy. And he's gonna open the door up and, hey, Mr. Cream Pie, why don't you come on in here?
You open the door and Kanashi was a few feet away, and because again, to him, to refresh what he sees is he can't see into buildings as a ghost or open doors into locations that they're not welcomed into, kind of vampire rules. So as you open the door, to him a bright light appears as a passageway as he runs towards it. But the other problem is that the Twisted Man also sees you do this. And last time he was very close. So can I have, since Marvin, you're doing this, can you just roll all your action dice? And I want to see how Kanashi does.
It's not a lot of action dice, all right? I only got 4, so see how it goes.
Because what I'm effectively doing is a roll off.
We got a 4, 2, a 5, and a 2.
Okay, you know what? That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the Twisted Man got?
Look, right now I'm feeling like it's gonna be something like a 42, like all together added up. So, is it up or down?
It's up.
Okay, so what I'm gonna go with is Marvin's watching this happen and he's just, I can't fuck me sideways, man.
Yeah, as you open,
as he's watching Kanashi just tumble his way towards slowly.
Yeah, pretty much. Which the Twisted Man like reaches out his arm, and as it straightens out, it gains extra length, and you can see him grab onto Kanashi's leg and just his ghostly leg and pull him back towards him, and his arm twists, and you see Kanashi flip over and get flung around with the same twisted of his arm as he pulls Kanashi towards him. It's like, you did this! You made me like this!
Man, Dart, just be glad you can't actually see anything that's happening. This is really gross. I feel like I gotta do something about this, but again, oh man. I'm gonna step outside all the way.
Twisted Man is holding Kanashi with both his hands up in the air.
Wait, Marvin!
Hey! Five-finger death punch!
His eyes in different directions spin around, and then they focus on you. And they're like, Soul, you can see me. Is this your friend, Kanashi? Is this someone who helped you? Maybe I should devour them and make you feel the way I feel. You're alone in this world, Kanashi. No one loves you anymore. No one remembers you.
Can I hear him
you can hear
saying
him.
this?
Yeah. Dart sees nothing besides you out there.
That was uncalled for. That was really uncalled for. I mean, someone remembers him. I'm sure. I mean, we remember him. I mean, even if he eats this guy, I'm still gonna remember him. That's just, hey, that's just factually incorrect.
What? And he's gonna hold on to Kanashi with one hand in his giant hand, and then he's gonna start reaching out towards you. Go ahead, and you can. I don't think you have anything for this, but you can definitely roll defense dice against his attack. He's going to attempt to grapple you.
As I see this coming at me, I will just spectral step myself.
Special step?
Special step myself 5 foot to the left, you know?
I will say it does take willpower, one willpower pool die to do. You just have to be successful, so get a 4 or more.
Yeah, I mean, are we in an official combat yet or no?
I'm gonna say let's treat this kind of like a soft combat. We didn't roll initiative. It'll thematic combat. Okay. So if you use it, I'll let you know when, like we were talking about before. I'll let you know when it resets.
Cool. So then I will do 2 of those and 1 of my action for this. So that'll be a 3 dice altogether. Yeah, 3 successes. Look at that.
I would say with how this spell's worded, you can teleport up to 15 feet in any direction, or just 5.
In any direction? How tall is the building?
The building is pretty tall. It's like 6 stories.
Okay. You saw where I was going.
Yeah. To the roof!
That's exactly what was about to happen. 15 feet. Yeah, you know what? We're going to keep this. I don't really want to get close to him necessarily. Mm-hmm. So we're going to keep this just to the left. To anyone watching, I'm talking to the air, making my little quips.
Dart's watching.
Yeah, to Dart, who's watching, I'm making little quips to the air and complaining to myself, and then I just pop 15 feet to the left. Whoa, buddy! Whoa, that's rude as hell, man. What's this guy's problems? I'm reaching in my pocket, looking to see if there's just reaching for cards.
You avoid this attack. His hand will reach out and hit the glass against the dojo and ground, and a crack forms in one of the windows. And this is what Dart would be able to see and hear going on.
Dart's gonna go stand in the doorway, try to get a better idea what's happening. But I just see whirlwind type stuff.
Whirlwind, air's picked up, local little... When you're in a busy city street, there's a little whirlwind of air in the middle of the street kind of going on.
And just to set my character's motives in line, Marvin hasn't made any attacks, correct? You're just kind of dodging and weaving for now, right?
Yeah, I'm just distracting right now.
That's fine. Dart's in the doorway in a semi-meditative state, trying to really use that vision and sound. That's all just for flavor.
That might work really well if our friendly DM here will allow me an argument.
Sure.
As I just said,
because I have an argument coming up.
Look, we might have multiple arguments coming up here. I did just say I digged into my pocket for cards.
Mm-hmm. All right, court's in session.
And I did just pull the adaptation card here.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay, now also, Imagine Jacob's your attorney and he has pull cards out of his pocket.
Your Honor, I do declare I pulled the adaptation card. And if the adaptation card is pulled, you must acquit. Because
I'm
rule
just
facto
saying.
facto, I rest my case.
I'm just saying. I think that we could make a cosmic argument that
Cosmic Tarot Attorney.
I think we can make a cosmic argument that with the adaptation card and maybe a proper enough roll if necessary, I could potentially modify someone's senses to see this creature.
There's a couple things that you're reminding me of. As Dart is trying to sense and feel and meditate of what's going on, you have the option. You could do an occult roll, which I'm looking at is a magic roll.
And my action
Yeah. Sure thing.
might enhance this. They
Yeah.
could probably work together.
Yeah. So Dart,
So Dart's looking for the.
you can do a magic
Yes.
roll if you'd like.
No, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Well, I am.
Okay.
But not in that way. But yes, but no. It will be a magic roll.
Okay.
Magic man.
So Dart's trying to find the heart of this flash storm, as he described it. Dart has recently been told ghosts are a thing. Marvin's out there teleporting and talking to things. So I'm looking for the core of this storm. And I am going to, as an action, you can lift, pull, carry, or grapple creatures or objects that are 5 pounds. Each time you double that weight, the target number is increased by 1, and the target number of any defending creature is reduced by 1. I'm going to try to telekinesis that area to, with my magic mind, figure out the shape of what Marvin's talking to. Shape and size. I'm telekinizing that spot over there.
Sure.
I think we've got a pretty strong argument here between the cosmic adaptation and the telekinizing.
Yeah. I know my thing says objects or creatures, so a ghost doesn't take up space, but magic.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual creature.
Go ahead and roll magic. Target number. How heavy is this guy? How heavy is a soul? 38 grams,
soul?
I think is what
I would say it depends on who you ask.
But this has a weight. Let's go ahead, roll magic. Target number, I need 3 5s.
Like across the board? Like what are we talking
Yeah.
about here?
Does 5, 10, 7 count for anything? 'Cause I
Yes,
do.
yeah, so you got the 3. Yes. You got the 3 successes of target number 5 or higher.
Which is extremely unlikely.
Yeah. As you telekinesize your magic hand through the space, it's like an extension of your own hand. So you can feel like, moving through air normally, and then it becomes this thick jello-like feel as it passes through this ghostly body. And it kind of catches and stops as it passes, by the head, and then the twisted arm, and then the twisted leg, and then back towards the hip. As it's like, on each level, as you go through this, you do feel like an itch in your pocket, if you want.
With me accessing my magic, which is little and small, I know I'm currently doing something, so unless this fluid initiative calls for it, I will, Dart's gonna semi-forget that thing's there, but feeling it existing, pull it out, the card. I'm gonna pull it out and be like, Marvin, is this the thing that... And then imagine something happening, cutting me off.
Yes, there we go. Anime classic style. You pull the card out. It glows with some celestial light as you Marvin, does this do? And then it explodes into the area around, illuminating the twisted man and other spirit of Kanashi Pai. So you can see them now for a limited period of time. You can see them in this massive form of twisted flesh is in front of you as it's readying another attack towards your Nolian friend.
Now that I can see the twisted man, I get a little embarrassed and ashamed that I'm psionically feeling a shape.
Let's see here. So it's going to use 5 dice to try and make a twisted strike against Marvin. I will say that it does hit. He got a 5, 14, and a 4 and a 4. That's 5 successes to hit.
Yeah.
He flips his body end over end, and a twisted leg comes out and straightens towards Marvin. It's coming down with a massive amount of force. You are welcome to roll your defense dice, and then we can roll initiative for an actual combat, unless we're happy with kind of how just trading off blows. Everything will reset here in a moment.
I mean, I do still have more spectral step I can do, which would probably be the best thing here, because I can still... You said he had 5 successes?
5 successes. It seems like a very lethal attack. Wind is breaking, like the kinetic force heating up his leg as it untwists with extra kinetic energy coming down towards Marvin's head.
Right, no matter what, even if I succeed, I will take some kind of damage. So let's go for this. So I rolled the 4, and that gave me a 5, a 10, a 3, and a 2.
Yeah.
I forgot that you add those two.
Because they exploded. You are able to step out of the way and avoid the attack. I might have to make Spectral Step have a burn. Does it have a burn?
No, it's just a... Oh, no, it does have a burn amount to it. Yeah.
So you burn 2 dice.
You're right.
So you're able to step out of the way. As his foot hits the ground, it cracks into the sidewalk. Based off that, looks like that probably was going to be a lethal, like a pretty severe attack. It could take out a car. Kind of hit, break a building if you hit it hard enough.
Before the big reset, the veil being removed from my eyes and seeing this big twisted attack come down, would I be able to use breather?
Yes. In this moment, you all have the ability to do one final action before the start of combat. Breather, for an interesting fact for you later, and if you end up leveling up, because in Universe Zero you can like level up any of the abilities that you have. I don't have it presented for you at this point because we haven't talked about it yet. But Breather and any of these charge-like abilities, eventually you get a free temporary dice just for enacting it. It's called Charge. So like if you have a Kamehameha or you have Gallic Gun or something, if it has the Charge feature, you automatically do it as your action and you get something for that. You don't have it yet because it's still early in this, but when you level up, if you level up that feature, you end up getting bonus temporary dice just for doing it. That way it becomes beneficial to do during combat instead of at the beginning or end of a round.
Yeah.
Neat. My highest roll was a 5. What's that mean for me?
3 temporary dice in your defense pool.
Oh, wonderful.
I don't know if Marvin wants to do something similar with magic.
I have center.
Yes,
Do
center.
gain temporary die, but I think what I'm going to do instead of centering is key shroud. Before I do it though, I'm gonna yell out to Dart so he doesn't just think I'm leaving him. Think I'm just leaving him around to, believe in doing the impossible task. I'm out of here, buddy.
Teleport.
It is an action. It only costs 1 key, so
You still have to roll for it to succeed. Key Shroud, what this does is, as a Nolian, Marvin can shroud his body with Ki and the life energy to make himself invisible as long as he holds his breath. Each round that he does this, he has to keep rolling life rolls to maintain his concentration and stay invisible. Basically, imagine the gray alien from Paul. Similar thing, where it's like, I'm invisible, let me hold my breath. You can still talk, but I would say that they'd be very sparse talking.
I'd make the argument you have to learn how to talk in a new way. You have to learn how to talk with your magic, with your key. Yeah. You learn how to vibrate the air with your own magic. Before I go invisible, I'm just, Dart, I'm repositioning! And then you just, and let's roll this die. That's 2 successes. That's a 2, 4, 4.
2, 4, 4. You are invisible. And then everyone can go ahead and roll initiative. I will say that the Hollow, since we're still using the exploding rule on initiative, the Hollow does have a pretty decent initiative.
And our used are resetting here, right?
Yeah, except for burn. So the ones that you burn, you don't get those back until you take a rest. But all your used dice, you get back.
I got 12.
So I got a 5.
So yeah, the Hollow has like 3 turns before Dart goes, but we'll see what happens. He is currently focused on Marvin and Kanashi. So his first turn, looking around, seeing not seeing Marvin.
Yeah, I will make your friends pay, Kanashi. I'll make them suffer for what you've done to me. You've turned me into this. My family is gone.
And he will, he doesn't know Dart specifically.
You monster!
His eyes twist and look towards Dart.
How could you hurt someone's friends for something they did?
You know what we're doing? All the time? We literally beat up a gang.
Well, but they each did something bad. I'm not targeting associative criminals.
Start with you first.
I think the main thing he'll do is, because he doesn't really know where Marvin's at, and this is a opening attack, it's just a whale, so he rolls his magic dice. It's a 30-foot radius. Any creature that is impacted by this is afraid of this hollow. Similar to Dungeons and Dragons rules, any attacks made towards the creature the target number is increased. As long as you can see it, other features happen. I do have the conditions tab on this document, and you can look at frightened.
I see it.
As if it happens. So let me go ahead and roll. He's gonna do 3. He's gonna use all 3 of his magic dice for this. He has 1 success. Target number 4. So I'd say you're both within range of his whale as he just roars, does that same glass shattering roar that he did earlier. The crack in the shell school's window grows a little bit more as he does this. So it's a willpower roll from both of you. Target number 4 to succeed. Nice. You are not afraid. You feel it ripple through your body, much like dissonant chord at a rock concert, piercing your bones and causing it to rattle, but you're fine.
Oh, yeah. It's like being like 14 years old, standing next to the subwoofers, and they do a bass drop.
Oh, wow. Marvin.
Yeah. That's what explodes.
I would say that you are immune from any future attempts at this. What is this total?
That's wild.
You had a 33 success. You rolled 4 dice and somehow
On one die.
It just kept going. Look, man, sometimes the cards just make things nice, you know? I gotta
I'm not saying not sometimes. Jacob, you are cursed. I'm sorry, my friend. You rarely get good rolls, and I think you used them all up right now.
I get thematic rolls, okay? I pulled the fear card in the very beginning of this session. In this, Marvin getting over his fears.
That's beautiful. I do need a sidebar with the GM for a moment, if that's now.
Go ahead. The Twisted Man is about to fling his body towards you with his opening volley of like that same twisted leg attack. He's going after Dart, not Marvin, because he can see Dart. Just so that we're up to date on how this works, is that the defense dice, if the attack hits, it's going to hit and deal damage. The defense dice just reduce damage and have the possibility to reduce the damage down to nothing. I will say that this will deal lethal light damage on a successful hit, and then every defense dice that you successfully use to block will reduce it 1 stage.
4 and a 5. I think you said 4 is target number.
Yeah.
When it goes down 2, do I count the double severe boxes as 1, 2, and it's still severe? Or does it severe and jumps down to medium?
Yeah, so it goes down to your next available for what you have. Actually, sorry, non-lethal medium for you. Sadly, the hollow gets another turn, and it will just start charging up its key. It's going to use its action and gain 1 temporary key dice for something it is preparing. And that brings us to Dart's turn. As it hits you slightly, and you're able to deflect some of the attack, and then it just and starts charging up something in its mouth. A dark ball of energy.
I think I'll just attack with a weapon.
In Universe Zero, you don't necessarily need special things to attack ghosts, so if you can see it, you can hit it. Now, killing it might be something else, but you'll be able to hurt it. So I will say, as a reminder, because it's been a little bit, when you have a weapon, you can use it with your strike or heavy strike feature. You're just using your weapon with that. So if you want to use your heavy strike with your sai or one of the other things, you can combine. You can do that.
I will do a heavy strike with a sai.
Go ahead. While you roll, I'll also describe the weapon proficiencies. What they do is, if you're proficient with a weapon, so weapons have additional things that you can do, like bleed or pierce or whatever. So if you added more dice to it, you could also unlock that as part of the attack. So if you were to do like 7 dice, which is your combat, action, and weapon dice all rolled into one, you'd be able to do the features of the Sai and the Heavy Strike combined.
I am dumping all my dice in this one attack. If that
Yeah,
does anything
so
for you.
by default, you could just be like, yeah, I want to use my Sai. I want him to drop something. Is that something that the Sai can do? You want him to drop Kanashi on a successful hit. He just has to, in order to resist.
I forgot he's holding Kanashi.
Exactly, he's holding him in one hand still, and who's getting flung around with him as he moves.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the dice. Heavy Strike, Sai, drop Kanashi. Big rolls.
11 dice being used. Okay. One. Okay, so you're definitely gonna hit.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes, if I'm counting correctly.
The explosions almost count as 2,
Okay.
but they don't. You're 1 away. If you had gotten a 10, then they would count as a double success. The 6 is still really good.
6 is a good number. A big number.
Yeah, which means that's going to stage up the damage 3 stages. So it will do a lethal light amount of damage to this guy. This is where the Hollow now can use his defense dice. He's got 5 and an action dice, so he'll use 6 and see what happens. He's got to get target number 4 or more to avoid. He only gets 2. Keeps it non-lethal deadly. He's going to take 4 behind the veil. This Hollow doesn't actually have a good amount of health pool. He doesn't have non-lethal deadly. So as the rules state is if you don't have it, it goes to the next available. So it's going to deal lethal light damage anyway. So you did a lethal attack against this Hollow, and he's not able to block your drop because he needs to get the same number of successes as you to keep holding on to Kanashi. So as you stab into him, he drops Kanashi. How are you doing the Sai attack as you stab into him?
I don't know, I've never fought a twisted man before. I'm definitely going for like the arms, maybe an armpit. Just gonna stab it in there, and although, you know, if I weren't in the heat of combat, I wouldn't go this way. In the moment, I'm going to stab and twist.
How could you?
Yeah. As you stab and twist his arm, although ghosts are kind of more like just living goop piles and that have vague bone structures on the inside, as they're just phantasmal plasma, and he drops Kanashi, releasing the spirit out of his grasp as he wails out in pain yet again. It is his turn, and then it's going to be Marvin's.
As Kanashi gets dropped, that was the ghost we helped earlier, right? That was our quest. We had to mail out Kanashi! With me holding my Sai in the ghost, as if, you know, I should pull it out by now, but I'm just there, tight quarters. Run inside! We're coming!
As you yell and Kanashi is like, thank you, with his ghost body, you turn and look away, and in that brief moment, the twisted man is able to hold on to your Sai and twist his back foot over in like a scorpion strike and hit you in the head. He has 4 exploding successes, which is harder for him. He's using D8s. So to explode, the number gets a little lower. That's all 1 and a 28 on the last.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm gonna say that's 6 successes. I'm not gonna stack it more with this strike. Now it's not as hard as his twisted strike, but it's still gonna do a good amount of damage. You can defend or do something that you would like.
So I do have guard.
Yes.
Burn 1 to stage down a melee attack 2 stages. If I use the extra dice, what does this ability mean?
So that's a good question. With guard, you can burn as many defense dice as you want, and at each one you burn is going to stage it down 2.
2 each time, but they're burned for good.
They're burned for good for this combat.
I guess I'll have to know what which I'm susceptible to.
He's going to be doing lethal light damage, so on the lower end, but
in that case, lethal light I'm not too scared of, and I'm just going to roll my regular defense dice, saving my guard action. 4 and an 11.
Yeah, so that counts as 3. So that actually will stage down nicely. 3. Take it right back to the non-lethal medium. You already have a damage tick there, so it's going to fill up your second non-lethal moderate damage tick. For people, it costs more to deal more damage, and that's to help offset the like auto hit defense, kind of thing. So that ends that turn as he smacks you good in the head. Again, that foot comes over and just like whack right in the back of the head. Which Marvin, you would be able to see, is it's now your turn. You're holding your breath. You're invisible. Neither your friend Kanashi or the Twisted Man can see you, but this is your one action this turn.
So I'm going to take the time here then to position myself behind him.
Okay.
A good distance, right? I'm going to. I use the invisibility to get myself in a slightly better spot, as I'm going to use my action to break my invisibility, and I'm going to use lightning lasso
Okay.
on this guy. It just has a 2 in my cost. I'm assuming it's supposed to be 2 magic.
Yes.
Since this will be the end of the round, and we'll reset all the non-burned dice. After this, we're going to use my last action dice and all of my magic die, because I want to try.
Yeah.
You know, so let's roll 5 here. That's not too bad. So that's a 5, an 8, and a 5.
Yeah, 3 successes. So that means the target number is going to be 7 for this creature to defend against. I believe he actually used all.
That's what I thought I heard.
Yeah, he used all of his defense against the size, so he can't defend against this attack. So you're automatically going to succeed. How do you describe this lightning lasso coming out from Marvin?
I imagine that what Dart would see over the shoulder of this creature is Marvin pop back into existence, maybe 30-ish feet behind him, and he takes a stance like a rodeo star, gets a good squat stance going, and just starts swinging his arm in the air, right, in a little circle here. As charge starts to build up, he just goes, "All right, buddy, I got you." And he just lassos out there with it, tosses the lasso right around the shoulder kind of area, you know what I mean? Pull him in. So the idea being Dart's not trapped or anything like that. It just right around this guy right here.
As you have him trapped, paralysis is a nasty thing in this system because they can't move, speak, or take actions while they're paralyzed, and attacks against a paralyzed creature get +1 to their rolls automatically. Now, because this is the end of the round, the only way to stop the paralysis would be to end the effect that has it, and as we already established, he doesn't have any defense dice to defend to break out of your lasso. It's going to skip over his last turn of this round, and Dart has one final at this round.
Ooh.
Before everything resets.
I'm assuming I innately know he's paralyzed here.
The lasso hooks onto him, and the electrical charge goes over the entire body, and you see that weird bone structure on the inside. You know, classic anime style, like bzz, 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 bzz. You see bones and gel.
Yeah, Dart, man, take a shot and get the hell out of there.
That's the most you can say.
Yes, I'm holding on.
I've used all my combat dice and action dice and psi dice. Am I able to pull out just comma dice?
So you have 3 comma dice. You can use them as a strike or heavy strike.
Look at you with that big brain move right there. Some people would miss that. I would miss that.
I don't have combat dice, and these bust are combat dice, I'm assuming.
The
Just
weapon dice can be used. They're very fungible, where you can use
They're
them.
like some category.
You can use them towards combat or history or anything related to the weapon itself, or in combat as combat dice. Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you're like, I want to know the history of commas, which are little sickle things. Roll your dice.
It was a good one, and the 3 was worse.
Well, I will say that he's paralyzed. So you get +1 to all your rolls. So instead of a 1-1-3, 2-2.
Well, this is the 4.
You get 1 success. We've established he has no defense dice. You will be dealing a non-lethal deadly. Another interesting fact behind the curtain is for lethal and non-lethal, you only have 1 light. And once that's filled, it automatically goes to the next level. So you now dealt.
So I did non-lethal deadly with this heavy strike, right? And +1 because of paralysis.
Yes. So
Okay. And then
so he's at the end of this, he's going to be taking lethal moderate. So he's actually looking pretty injured over here at the end of this round.
Yeah.
Which, with the round starting over, there's a couple things that are going to happen. At the start of the round, because if Marvin would like to maintain concentration on paralysis, you roll them now with your to maintain it for the rest of this round. And then that also sets the target number for the creature to have to like break out of.
All right.
So it's kind of like a free action,
So-
but not because you're wasting it.
It makes sense to me. Minimum 2 magic. We're gonna, you know what? Since it all reset anyway, and I really want to keep him paralyzed, we're gonna go big here. We're gonna use all the action die and my magic die that I have available. We're gonna go big here. So that'll be 8 die that we're rolling here. don't worry for anyone at home. I am still leaving myself a little bit of I can still do some things, just not magical things.
Isn't it the end of the round?
So yeah, that was the end of the round. Started new. So while Marvin rolls this, you can reset your dice.
You're gonna like.
I just saw this roll.
You're gonna like this a lot. You're gonna like it a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you had 7 successes. Target number 4. So he has to roll an 11 to break out of this paralysis. And that's kind of the trade-off, since this is the playtest. You're trading all your magical dice to make it harder for him to break out of paralysis, which means you kind of can't do much. If you're a magic-based person right now, that's why you pick up stuff later. But yeah, so you're like sacrificing everything to keep him, the energy keeping him lassoed there. Again, the
magic muscles are really working right now.
So go ahead and roll initiative.
Hey, that's not too bad of initiative for Marvy. A 13.
Wait a second. I got a 13.
Whoa.
And the Hollow got 17 this time. The Hollow does not want to stay lassoed by you, obviously. They will use all of their defense and action dice. You know what? They're also cocky. This twisted man filled with rage, whatever, not going to use action dice, only defense dice. So they're going to roll 5d8s. They're like roaring sounds. I'll drop it like 3 octaves to
silent roaring sounds. He's paralyzed.
Yeah, true. So they had to get an 11. They got a 4, a 6, and a 6. Now, normally, if they were using d6s, those would have exploded. But that's the downside of having bigger dice. D8s did not explode. So still maintains being paralyzed for their turn. That brings us to Dart. Your turn. This Hollow, paralyzed, silent roaring.
Why are you attacking us?
It's just trying to mouth something, but its limbs are like twisting within this electric lasso.
Dart, he can't talk.
I'm raising a weapon. Why did you attack us?
The most he can make out is just pain, cause pain, and that's as much as he can muster.
I am going to swing down my kama with a heavy strike, and while swinging it, I'm sorry. And whatever this is.
I'm sure you. What?
Oh my god.
Everything's +1 because of paralysis, correct?
Yes. You might just outright kill this thing.
So, okay, so for clarity, you have 9 successes. Now, with a plus, for things to explode, it does have to be the max roll of the dice. So even if you rolled a 5, because it's a 6, doesn't make...
Yeah, it's not explode.
Okay, that's where I was going with that. But you have 9 successes, and you said it was a heavy strike?
Yeah.
So you're going all out on this. You leap up, comma in hands, little
apologizing while swinging.
If you don't kill him, you're gonna get pretty close, because we've already taken up half as moderate and as lethal. I mean, there's not much left to do.
So he will use what little action dice he has left to try and bring this down.
Right.
You'd be dealing lethal, deadly damage, which, as we've already established, he doesn't have a lot of health. He was a ghost. He hasn't had a lot of time to train up.
Yeah.
You would sever this spirit from this realm. He will use his leftover action dice because there is the self-motive, protection that he still has. So let's see. We need some explosion dices. Not really get many. That would be 2 successes and 4. So he gets 4. So he does bring it down. It's still 4 successes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he brought it back down to non-lethal deadly, but we established, which means he's going to take lethal moderate, which triggers his stun. So with his resistances, he now also has a stun. So that means all of his attacks are reduced by 1. His initiative is reduced by 1. Stuns are not good to have. They also take a while to heal. He's still alive. He's still paralyzed there as he's just cause pain. The world feel what I feel, as he's just an embodiment of rage and twisted anger right now. It's Marvin's turn.
I'm maintaining concentration on this thing, which I believe we established at the beginning of the round.
Right.
So there's not much for me to do here. We're just gonna hang out. Marvin's turn is holding this thing down.
Yeah, the most that you could do would be to do either like a tenacity or center.
So no, we're just gonna hang out here. It's tenacity won't do much for me at this point. So no, we're good. You know what? You know what I will do? I'm gonna do an occult check on this guy.
Do it. Yeah. Perfect. Skills.
I wanna learn a little bit about him. What am I looking at here? Why is he an angry boy?
Yeah, Marvin has the occult skill, so you can roll the 2 dice and see what you can learn and know.
Yeah, it's a 4 and a 5.
4 and 5, yeah. So two successes. That's enough to know that this creature, is an angry ghost. Some might call them like poltergeists or banshees, depending, but they all kind of come from the same thing. They're known as hollows, stealing that directly from Bleach because it's fun. They're
Yeah.
They're might change it later to the emptied or something that's not whatever.
It's hollow with an A.
The hallowed, yeah. But they have lost their connection to the world or anything that still made them human. And the only things left over are whatever emotions they had at death, which for him is this gnarled, twisted anger, which is probably what makes him the Twisted Man in his current appearance. But yeah, so that you would know that from your occult check.
Do I get the feeling from that occult check that I could re-anchor him?
Yeah, actually, if you could somehow speak to his humanity or remind him of something. You're working with pretty limited resources right now, but if you went down the road of being someone who did this, some research or something, you could definitely re-anchor somebody or get them to like at least pause long enough to be redeemed.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's all Marvin's gonna do for his turn. He's really leaning in, trying to hold down this lasso. Slightly through gritted teeth, he's going to yell out to Dart. Dart, buddy, just keep hitting him. And maybe give him a little speech. Remind him what it means to be.
That's gonna go.
He looks like he might have been human at some point. Give him a good talking to while you hit him.
He can't do anything on his turn. Again, paralyzed. Maybe I'll adjust it that he can do like bonus actions or reactions or something. But right now I just said actions in general, so he can't keep charging up something he was charging up, and is maintaining his paralysis for this turn because he used all of his dice to defend. So that brings us to Dart's turn as he stands there.
I'm gonna say my 1 comma still down in him, and on my other hand's the Psy. However, I'm gonna describe what I want to do when you tell me how to roll it. I have a bonus action called Flash Step, where I am able to use this to conceal a weapon attack. I'm gonna tell him something, and then I imagine just my arm holding the weapon is going to quote unquote flash step to be stabbing him.
We can rule this a little different because flash step, imagine more like you're jumping in these like 20-foot bursts. It's also, you can use it to like conceal your movement or an attack that you're about to do because it's a bonus action. So yeah, as a bonus action, you'd have to roll to just make sure you successfully do a flash step, and then your like hand is like, you like almost jump back and then you can stab him with it. So you're like building up momentum for this attack.
So my flash step roll is a 9 and a 5.
So that's 2 successes.
So I'm gonna be flashing around here. You must know, hurting people will never ease the pain you feel. And then I'm gonna attack with the Psy.
I want you to do 2 things. 1, the weapon attack, and then on top of it, a charisma roll. However many you want to do. So first the weapon and then
I'll do weapon and then charisma. This will be a heavy strike. A 10. I don't know what flash step did. Raise the target number 2.
Yeah, so
defend.
So like if he had the ability to defend, your target number instead of being 4 would have been a 5. So that also helps like if you're fighting someone who has a higher rank than you, to help kind of even the playing field.
And then I will toss that charisma roll in there. A 1 and a 3.
You get +1, so you get at least 1 success because he's paralyzed, I would say. And he's stunned, so it carries a little more weight. And what was it that you say to him again?
Causing pain to others will never ease the pain you feel.
As you strike down, you fill his lethal track, which would knock him out. And as those words ring through, does Marvin want to echo any of this to... Actually, you know what? Let's do a retroactive thing. You gave Dart some advice. Go ahead, roll charisma roll to help add anything additional to Marvin's roll.
Would you allow me to also add my charm into this?
Yes.
So that'll be 5. I can roll here.
Yeah, charm in this is more kind of like as a beguiling, beneficial influence of some kind.
Yeah.
Oh, you're rolling heavy today.
Thematic
big hit?
rolls.
Oh, wow.
I don't have good rolls. I have thematic rolls.
You have great rolls.
I was built for
Also,
anime.
I can't ever have said that I've any point in my life would have been looking at a Google sheet that says 666 and feel so happy about it.
Okay. As Dart flash steps around the Twisted Man and reminds him a little bit of like why cause pain, and knocks him out. The mask that was covering his face like falls off, and you see his face again. He looks like anyone you pass by on the street every day. It's just a normal run-of-the-mill person. His form starts to slowly untwist itself and shrink a little bit back down to its normal size. Still elements of this holification still there, but the mask isn't on, and his face is present, and he's a knocked out spirit. You haven't killed him yet, but his essence just kind of floats in the air as this spectral ball of energy now, as the form dissipates, and it's just this energy. If you were something else, you might know something to do with it, but he's not dead. He'll come back at some point, so he's still around. He's just no longer a hollow. So something you said caused him to return to his base spiritual form.
And then I end my turn.
Oh yeah. By the way, the total was like 7 successes of charisma checks here and persuasion charm added in. Kanashi peers out the door like, is he gone? Am I safe? Who was that?
Is the turn
Yeah,
is
combat's over.
combat done?
Yeah.
Okay. I would very, very much like to do some rolls on this floating essence here. I would like to do some occult rolls here.
Okay.
As Marvin, first off, is thoroughly, like, absolutely surprised that causing pain to what was said, causing pain to others will never heal your pain, actually worked, because it's the most Dart thing to say. As the lasso disappears, he's just gonna shake his head a bit looking at Dart, and then he sees the little floating essence, and I want to do an occult roll on it just to figure out what it is. A 4, an 11, and a 7.
Nice. You probably have read about this in one of your occult magazines, that occasionally people will run into spirit orbs, or sometimes they're will-o-wisps, depending on how they act. In this situation, you're pretty sure that this is a spirit orb. And if you had some kind of magical device or magic spell book of some kind that you could hold on to this spirit, you could, and it could give you benefits later. Or you could also, if you had the right talismans or bindings, send this spirit on to greener pastures and for assessment.
So Marvin's gonna walk up. You said essentially what I wanted to hear, and I appreciate that. Marvin's gonna walk up as he's reaching into his very deep fanny pack. Now this is gonna look Dart. This is gonna look a little fucked up. I'm just letting you know right now. But what I hypothesize here is that I think I can hold on to this spirit and maybe bring him to somewhere that he can find his peace. But this is gonna look a little fucked up because I'm gonna shove it in my book.
Marvin, seeing ghosts is kind of a fucked up thing. To use your terminology. I'd honestly like to, whatever this is, where I'm seeing these guys, if I could just turn that off, I'd probably be more comfortable.
I'll look at you for a second, I think after a long nap, you should be fine. I'm gonna open up the book, and I don't know what to do here, so I'm gonna open the book up, and I'm just gonna slam it shut on the willow.
That's exactly what I was going to suggest you do. There's 2 options you could do: is either hit the spirit with it, see what happens, or close it with it and see what happens.
Yeah. So we went with close it with it. So as we're talking, and as Dart is responding to Marvin, I've opened the book and I'm positioning it, like this underneath it, like a bear trap. And then I just slam it shut as I tell him that after a long nap he should be fine.
Yeah. When you do that, we already established that the front of the book, I believe, has the various stages of the moon and like celestial bodies behind it. Although it already kind of glowed with the magical aura of it, you see that one of the many stars on this book stays illuminated brighter than the others. Now, you might be able to do something with that later, figure out how to use it, but as of right now, you have one soul trapped in your book that you're aware of.
I felt kind of dirty.
I'm gonna walk back towards the martial arts studio, and just before I turn around, that was actually the least messed up thing I've seen all night. And
What's the most?
walk back
Kanashi
inside.
asks.
I see if there's blood on my weapons and if I need to clean them off or not. Like,
Yeah,
what's the deal with?
It's this, again, they don't really have blood. It's just this black ichor that like steam smokes away the longer you're away from them.
Nice.
Gives this cool gothy steam
see.
effect.
So I'll just look at the ecto gunk steaming, evaporating off, and then look at Kanashi. It's just been a lot.
Yeah, me too. My name's Kanashi, by the way. Thanks for helping me earlier. I don't know if you were aware, but you helped me get my watch out of the drain.
Yeah, I do remember. I remember helping, but I don't remember helping you.
Yeah, that was me.
Does Kanashi's form, is it reflective of his cause of death at all?
No. He looks,
Okay.
considering that he's not in an emotional state right now, he just looks like his normal
Gotcha.
form.
Well, it's good to meet you, and the postal service should be sending your letter soon.
What would that be? 3 to 5 days? Hopefully my family will get it, and then my work here will be done.
I don't know all really what that means. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Good night. I'll watch you sleep because I don't need to sleep.
I go outside and close the door.
He's inside.
Yeah, he's
now.
inside now.
I know he's inside also. I'm going. I don't know. I'm going
Yeah,
to like some
there-
side room,
Yeah.
bathroom
there's
if
an
I have
upstairs
to, wherever.
up to
and
your
just a room
dorm.
from there.
Is there anything Marvin would like to do as we end this session?
He doesn't feel that great about what he just did. Something in him doesn't like it, but it also like kind of feels necessary, right? Like it's one of those like it feels like taking a step into something that he's not sure if he's prepared for. So he's kind of standing out there and he's like,
Man, this place is fucked up. I really need to go jump onto another planet or something.
but he's watching Dart and Kanashi go back, like talk back and forth. He's like,
I got friends here.
he looks at the book and looks at them, puts the book away, and
I hope I don't have to do that again.
he's gonna start making his way towards Kanashi first. As I'm assuming Dart and him are finishing
Yeah.
the conversation.
Yeah.
Kanashi, I am a goofy, weird alien guy. All right? And you're a ghost. So I feel like I can be a bit... Yeah, I feel like I can be a bit honest with you here, right? Do a lot of this silly stuff because I like to. It makes the fucked up stuff feel a little better. Dart doesn't do the fucked up stuff a lot. He could kick some ass. You watched him kick that thing's ass.
That was amazing.
So maybe for the next 3 to 5 business days that you're trapped around here, just to help out the guy just a little bit, because I can see you. He probably won't be able to see you after this unless I can figure something out. Can you just maybe set things right around him for just a little bit? You know, maybe he's about to stub his toe. You move the desk out of the way. Just that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's like, I can do this. As he like tries to like push on a wall hanging like motto of like, there's power in friendship, but it's written in, you know, like a foreign language. And he's like, and it just like slightly moves like, I'll practice all night. See if I can.
Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. But yeah, let's just take it easy on the guy, all right?
Yeah. Thanks for saving me from that. I don't even know who that person was. He was saying, I don't even remember what happened. Like, I don't know who that was.
Yeah, he looks at him for a minute.
You know, it's best if you don't dwell on that. Let's just pretend that none of that ever happened and you're just doing some good deeds.
What happened?
How's that sound? Thank you.
As we end, we're going to cut towards at the top of a building as the wind blows. Satin Wing stands there looking down. What is the internal or external monologue that Satin Wing would say after watching all of this?
Oh, I suppose the Nexus being passed yet another test. I assume he's passing the test by doing that. Okay. The Nexus being passed another test. He passed the snowball to the throat test. And now he's passed the soul collection test. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Snowball to the throat test, like it was planned.
And that's where we'll end this episode of Universe Zero. Next time, Yukon will bring out a collection of maps and stories. Johnny, Marvin, and Dart plan their adventure to become the best martial arts and magicians and whatnot as they leave this town of K-Town towards greater adventures. See you next time. Bye, everybody.